All America, all the time. Sit down, buckle up, and get ready for the Dan Bongino Show.
So what does what do I should say, the release just moments ago about the UFOs, UAPs, and the hantavirus thing have in common? I'm here to tell you, no sense engaging in an unnecessarily long tease. Tune in a half an hour, we'll get to it. Don't panic. Folks, there are people out there who want to see you shit the bed so bad. Shit the bed, that's kind of gross. It's an expression. Sorry, it's gross, but it's an expression we used in my time as an agent in a protection detail where we did not want anyone around who would, quote, shit the bed or panic. They want you to panic. Why? Why? Folks in the chat, tell me why. What does the UFO story, UAP story, and the hantavirus story have in common? Money. Money? Yes, money. There is money in panic. There's clicks in panics. People love to institute panic because fear sells. So they want everybody to freak out all the time. UFOs, bad. You know, everybody hold. Brother Dan is here for you today. Tell everybody to calm down. And by the way, I know I get it. There are already people, I tweeted about it this morning. I get people hate this AOC stupid story, but there's a lot there above and beyond this idiot in Congress. Please. I have to get to that too from a different angle. I actually have a challenge for this dunce in Congress talking about how nobody can earn $1 billion. No, you can't, AOC, you can't. I'm sorry you're not smart enough to generate an idea that'll generate billions of value. I get it. I know you're not. I understand. I understand your envy there. I get it. But I have a challenge for her. It's based in her state, actually. Let's see if she takes us up on it. She hates billion-dollar ideas, apparently. You guys know where I'm going with this? You have no idea, do you? This is a surprise, even for you. I just invented it. I was shaving a bit in the bathroom before I came out in the studio. I cut myself bad the other day. You can't see it because makeup artist Jackie does an amazing job. She's got like spray paint on my left cheek here. I cut myself so bad. Can you see it? Oh, the other side, sorry. No, you can't. Look at that. Jackie, nice job. I was like bleeding. I think I lost a pint of blood. Never go sideways with her, ever. Bad idea. I wasn't paying attention. Show. What would I do without this show? It's like it levels me out every day. I got a lot of energy. Hey, you guys heard me do a segment on the various uses for red light therapy. Listen to me. I swear by it. I'm a huge believer in life hacks. Paul and I use it all the time. Bond Charge, their products are amazing. If you want life hacks and products that work to make your life a better quality, not just quantity, Bond Charge is your one-stop shop. Jasmine's now joined in on the biohack revolution with her new Bond Charge red light face mask. Jasmine looks 20 years younger, which is impossible. She's young already. Bone Charge is a global leader in premium wellness innovation, grounded in science and driven by purpose. They have solutions that fit easily into any lifestyle, which is why their products work for me. It's one of my favorite sponsors. Paula loves a red light mask. Folks, look it up. Don't take my word for it. You want to look younger, you want your complexion to improve, I swear by red light therapy. She uses it for about 10, 15 minutes every night. The red light face mask is lightweight, portable, contours perfectly to your face. An extra benefit for me, it helps me sleep. That red light helps me sleep at night too. Plus, it's suitable for all skin types and can support a more youthful complexion, smoother skin texture, and more. That's why Paula looks like she's in her 20s. She looks amazing. She gets compliments all the time. She always tells people, go to bondcharge.com, use code Bongino, save 15% on your red light face mask. That's BONCHARGE, bondcharge.com, use code Bongino to save 15% on your red light face mask. Buy it today. These statements and products have not been evaluated by the FDA. They're not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or condition. Today's show also brought to you by Kalshi. Listen, you know I'm not a big gambler. However, I've been having a bunch of fun looking at marketplace predictions for everything from politics to sports. And Kalshi is where I get the best insights on predictions. KALSHI. From sports to politics to finance or any variety of markets people are monitoring, Kalshi.com is a bookmark I trust you need. I featured them in my last election special. They were spot on. Our president was elected as predicted. Kalshi.com is one of the only places you can trade on real-world events in all 50 states. Go to Kalshi.com/Bongino. Get a free $10 credit when you trade $100. It's not just politics or economics. They've got markets on everything from sports to pop culture to climate predictions. Kalshi has a pulse on what the world thinks will happen. Go to Kalshi.com/Bongino. Get a free $10 credit when you trade $100. That's Kalshi, KALSHI.com/Bongino. You must be 21. The purchaser must be present in the state where the trade is placed. See important disclosures at Kalshi.com. Kalshi is subject to U.S. regulatory oversight by the CFTC. Thank you, Kalshi. Check them out, Kalshi.com/Bongino. Let's go. First, to the doomers, the gloomers, the libs, the media, the haters, the progressive, liberal, socialist, communist, Bernie Sanders, AOC, Graham Plattner, Nazi tattoo types, to the nothing is happening crowd. Another jobs number came out. Quick hit from CNBC, just burst on the scene before I came on the air. And unsurprisingly to all you MAGA types who have faith in the process and know this president is in the FO portion of the FAFO, here we go. Job numbers blew it out of the box. Receipts incoming. Check this out.
Big jobs report for April. 65,000 expected. Nay, nay, nay. We are much stronger. 115,000. 115. And last month, upward revision from 178 to 185. These are good numbers.
There's another one from the nothing is happening but is happening file. While you keep telling us nothing is happening, the economy, ladies and gentlemen, is doing just fine. Can the economy be better? The economy can always be better. We live life on the margin. Life isn't black and white. Life is never black and white. Idiots think in black and white, i.e. the AOC class. Life's on the margin. You sit in your house with a thermostat in the winter. You don't say heat or no heat. You say how much heat. That's the difference. That's what on the margin means. Degrees of change. We're doing just fine right now. And by the way, because it's Friday, and I want to put you in a good mood for the show before we get to the UFOs and what it has in common with this hantavirus story, because there is a stream of comedy. I'm telling you in comedy here. It's the do not panic. Panic sells. Don't be the sucker. If you're playing at a table with a bunch of people and you don't know who the sucker's you. Here's President Trump this morning. Have you been to D.C. lately? I was just there, first time back in a few months. I went back for an event, and ladies and gentlemen, the place has never looked better or cleaner. That reflecting pool was a train wreck. Donald Trump and his administration cleaned it up, and the media is all pissed off. They prefer D.C. to be dirty. Watch Donald Trump just absolutely body this reporter this morning out at the reflecting pool. Check this out.
War in Iran. Why focus on all these projects right now?
You know why? Because I want to keep our country beautiful and safe. Beautiful also. This place was a disgusting place. It was Washington Monument, the Lincoln Memorial, and we had a terrible disgust. I don't know, you probably don't see dirt, but I do. And you walk down this pond, if you would have walked down, they'll tell you better than anybody. They had to take 11 or 12 truckloads of garbage out of that lake, out of that water, and it sat there for years like that. And that's not what our country is about. Our country is about beauty, cleanliness, safety, great people, not a filthy capital. It's such a stupid question that you ask. We're fixing up the reflecting pond to the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and you say, why are you fixing it up? Because you can understand dirt maybe better than I can, but I don't allow it. This is one of the worst reporters. She's with ABC Fake News, and she's a horror show. She's saying, why would you bother fixing this up? Why would I bother taking 11 or 12 truckloads of filth out of the water in front of the Lincoln Monument? That's what made our country great. Beauty made our country, people made our country great. A question like that is a disgrace to our country.
I can't love this guy anymore, at least his style with the media. I can't. Folks, he's not, number one, he's not running for office again. Number two, even if he was, he is not going to win anything out of Washington, D.C. It's like 85% Democrat. He's cleaning up D.C., a Democrat city that can't clean itself up. All right, it's federal property. We understand, however, there's a big federal government. However, the government's been run by Democrats under Obama and Biden. They didn't do shit. The reflecting pool is black. It is just disgusting, nasty geese shit all over the place. It's gross. Donald Trump's like, I want to clean this up. Why? Because we are the greatest country in the history of sentient human beings. And this is the capital of the greatest country, and it should look it. I love the best line of that. We all agree, though. We were listening to it in the pre-show rundown. What's the best part? Yeah, you probably don't recognize dirt. You're too used to being around. Sorry. I told you the show is edutainment, educational entertainment, had to Bongino Productions. However, there's nothing really educational about it. I just enjoyed that clip, and it's a Friday, so I want to put you in a good mood. This, however, is educational. Folks, listen to me. You can't shit the bed, okay? We saw this during COVID. I played some clips yesterday. Drudge loves doing this. Listen, there's no doubt Drudge Report is an extremely popular website. I don't begrudge other people's business models. I don't know if he sold it or whatever. It doesn't really matter. The Drudge Report changed its editorial tone years ago. You all know it. I started a website to compete with them, BonginoReport.com, which was an alternative to that because I figured people, would want a place to go to not get left-wing slanted, panic-inducing nonsense. However, the business model sells. He's a businessman. It's not illegal what they're doing. But I want to show you the headline yesterday, or the headlines from Drudge Report. This is actually a screenshot from my phone. It's not just Drudge. I don't mean to pick out this particular website. But here we go. It's a race, folks, to track the rat virus passengers. Global effort to stop the spread. COVID flashbacks. Mask up. Holy Moses, we're not doing this again. Everybody, please, Michael Jordan Giffey, please stop it. Get some help. It is, Justin's right. Justin's like, I don't get triggered often, but if there were trigger words out there for a conservative, this is it. We are not wearing a stupid mask again. It doesn't do shit. Please, I got banned from YouTube I love these people that, COVID, where are all these people in COVID? Where are all these people that are in COVID? I want to curse so bad. Stop it. Get some help. Get some help. Please. It's better than the Giphy. That's the video. Can you play that again? Stop it, please. I don't want to hear your bullshit.
Get some help.
All of you. Stop with the panic. This virus has been around forever. The mask is the sign of the moron. It's not the mark of the beast. It's the Hester Prynne scarlet letter for I, idiots. It's no A, it's I for idiot and imbecile. Please stop. I got banned from YouTube for telling you this. They put us back in. We only put our audio over there now. However, they banned me for telling you not to fall for this bullshit. Please, for a moment with this mask thing again, which we're back to again, can we first get an apology from all the people who told us, mask up, keep your kids out of school, ruin their social lives, children, suicide, mental problems, we can't get back our education. Every single person who fell for this screwed us all over, and our kids are going to pay for it for a freaking generation. You know what it was like sitting in your house? Yes, because we all had to live it. Sitting in your house, yeah, thank you, Miss Lisa. She says, go fuck yourself. I said it for you. Thank you. I'm sorry, folks. Miss Lisa did it for us in the chat. I didn't say it. I'm just repeating it. It was not my idea. Thank you, Miss Lisa in the chat. Can I give you an analogy? I used to do this on radio, but some of you are new here. This is how freaking stupid you are thinking this mask, this stupid surgical mask is going to stop anything. Imagine another medical product that's supposed to be some prophylactic against disease. Here, let's hammer it home. Pun intended. Let's talk about condoms. Condoms, yes. Trojans, whatever you want. Maybe that'll get your attention, liberal dipshits and mask wearers. Why do you want to talk about condoms? Andy's like popping out like, I took condoms. He said, what the hell? Where's this going? No. That's, you got to get a 10 for that. That's only this is a 10 shirt, no 5. And then they got the Love Nicole Wallace music. And thank you, a 10. Okay. Let's just say you have this medical device, not the shirt. You have one of these like condoms, and it's supposed to do what? It's supposed to stop the spread of a sexually transmitted disease and to stop a pregnancy, right? Imagine wearing one of these and every single person who wears one gets someone pregnant or catches an STD. That's what happened with the mask. Every single person who put one of these on caught COVID. It was 100% successful at failing every time. And these dipshits, I know I haven't been here in a long time. I can't do it with the mask shit again. This is nothing but pure, unadulterated, clickbait, panic-inducing nonsense meant for the lowest common denominator. Oh, dude. The only good thing about the mask is know that if you're wearing one, am I right, Josh? No, just know this. At least in Martin County, where we all live, everybody's looking at you and laughing, and they appreciate you wearing the mask because they know never to get around you. And the golden rule of this show is what? Hanging around in a room of people, you always want to be the dumbest person. What the hell? No, yes, chat, blow it up, laser beam eyes, Dan, okay? You always want to be the dumbest person in the room. That sounds offensive, Dan. No, it isn't. Because if you're the smartest person in the room and everyone around you is dumber, you're going to get dumber. You want to walk in a room with people smarter than you. I say it the other way. It's kind of a joke, but I'm dead serious. Always hang around with people smarter than you, and you'll be smarter. There won't be a regression to the mean. You'll level up. The best part about a mask is if you're hanging around a group of people who are wearing masks, get the fuck out of the room. Sorry, I didn't say it. Miss Lisa said it. She did. She just, it's in the tweet somewhere. There, she said it for us. She said it for us. Sorry, language alert. Miss Lisa, she did that, not me. Get out of the room. If they all got masks on, they're dumber than you. No, you don't want to get dumber, and you don't want to get dead. So get out of the room. Folks, we're not doing it. I bring up the apology thing because I saw this yesterday. It's a good guy, Alec Lace. He has a show, Alec Lace Show. Always brand yourself, by the way, in this business. People ask me for podcast advice. Do not name your show. That's why we changed it. Renegade Republican. Brand your own name, or else no one's going to find you. Don't call yourself whatever. It's the badass Republican. No, don't do it. So the Alec Lace Show had a guest on, at Del Bigtree, and says exactly this. This is a fantastic point. When you guys in government and everyone else out there who did this are willing to apologize for what you did, then maybe we'll listen to you again. But we ain't putting these stupid masks on again, and we're not doing panic mode, and we're not doing panic mode about UFOs either. Check this out.
You need to hear an apology from mainstream science and medicine. If your doctor told you this thing would stop transmission and that it was safe, and you took it and now you know that's not true, ask yourself, have they apologized for getting it wrong? Has Rachel Maddow and all the, Wolf Blitzer and all of these people that we watch on television, have they ever apologized for telling me to be locked in my home, only to find out that it did more harm than good? We destroyed our children. Those of us that had children in very formative years, like they were just about to go into high school or making a transition, or their sports suddenly were shut down. Those kids that lost 2 or 3 years on their education, it wasn't fair. It wasn't right. It is time that every news agency, if I'm ever going to listen to you again, I want an apology. And then we will begin the process of atonement that will come to some space of forgiveness. Forgiving, but never forgetting that you got this wrong. But we can't even start that process until the major institutions of this country and the world, and the WHO, and the CDC, and the FDA, and HHS, and NHS in England, and every news agency says, we are sorry. We got it wrong.
I don't need to add anything. I don't need to add anything. See, the best part about being a content creator in a content space full of good people, Alec and others, sometimes people say it better. You don't need to add anything. Yes. When you apologize, all you dipshits, for telling us to destroy our kids' lives and put a stupid face diaper on our faces, then maybe we'll consider, I doubt it, maybe we'll consider trying to listen to you again. By the way, breaking news right now and what's shaping up to be an amazing Friday. These guys don't even know. You didn't see it yet. Did you guys see it? What just happened? No, you did not. He's like, of course you didn't see it. We're getting ready for your show. It's live. First, we got amazing job numbers. The Virginia Supreme Court appears to have just shut down the Virginia gerrymandered map. in what in what looks to be breaking news. Virginia Democrat gerrymandered map officially dead. State Supreme Court flips him the double barrel. This may be the greatest political backfire in history as Tennessee redistricts its state, and the grotesque Virginia gerrymander goes 6 feet deep, goes down in flames. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the most amazing Friday ever? Jobs numbers through the roof, everything. Oh, I just love it. Isn't it great?
These are good numbers.
You're damn right, Rick Santelli. They're good numbers because we are all America all the time. Someone asked me about ladies' shirts. I got to ask Paula. I'm not really like a big, as you know, I don't promote merch a lot, but people ask for them, so we do it. Here's why we're not getting back to the topic. Here's why we're not doing this again. Folks, this is already out there. You think I'm just making this up? Oh, you're exaggerating all this, the hantavirus panic-inducing nonsense. I am not. It's already starting on the fringe left. Here's a video I saw yesterday. Notice the shirt, by the way. If you're listening on audio, you're missing out here. Notice the shirt on this person. Get your masks back on. Wear your face condoms. It'll definitely prevent pregnancy. Check it out. Here they go. They're starting again. I'm not making this up. They want you back in a mask again. It's a sign of subservience. It's a visual sign of government control that they own you. Check this out.
Hey, if you're worried about the hantavirus situation, wear a mask. Wear a respirator, even outside. This is a head strap one. This is an N95. There are also KN95s, which are just the ear loop ones. The tighter it is to your face, the better, which is why the head straps are a little bit more protective. It basically just creates like a seal to prevent air from coming in or escaping. You can also get these really cool little sip valves so you can drink without taking your mask off, also just reducing risk. I am begging you all, please, for the love of God. I'm seeing so many videos and comments of people being like, I don't have the time. I don't feel like it. Guess what, y'all? Like, did we not learn from 2020? I mean, I'm used to wearing a mask because I've been wearing one since 2020. Still not my most favorite thing in the world. Obviously, I have a beautiful smile. I would love to show it off. I'm a very expressive person. However, that's much less important to me than my long-term health and the health of other people. So yeah, I am begging you all, please just fucking wear a respirator. Reach out to me, reach out to other people in the COVID cautious community, reach out to your local mask block if those are still a thing. I really hope they are. Go on the subreddit Masks for All, and we are like dying for more people to wear them to keep everyone safe.
No, nobody's dying for this. People are just dying to get away from you. But in your case, we don't need the mask. We already see the rainbow shirt and all that other stuff, and we already know where you're coming from. We're good. Oh, it's a shame because everybody should really see my smile. Nobody gives a shit about your smile. Nobody cares. We're not doing it again. Forget it. That's it. We're not doing it. We are not doing it. No thanks.
Stop it. Get some help.
Guys, I'm sorry that bouncing around. I am very focused today. It's not like my minor ADHD kicking in, but there's breaking news right now. This redistricting ruling in Virginia that just went down is so hilarious. Oh, you missed it. I was just on Fox a second ago. The reason this is extra bad for the Democrats is not just that the Republicans have more sane maps. The Democrats tried to do an insane map in Virginia and got smoked. It's that they poured millions and millions of dollars into this effort. They barely won by a sliver at the polls. Abigail Spanberger, the communist governor who ran as a fake moderate, put all her political capital into it, and then just got smoked by their own Supreme Court. This is a glorious day. I know Schadenfreude is bad. I get it. However, put that aside today and just laugh a little bit because you're running against buffoons. This is the AOC class of politicians. This is what happens when you run against idiots. It's also why you don't hang around people who wear masks because they're idiots. And you never want to be the smartest person in a room. You want people smarter than you, so you become smarter. And if you're in a room of Democrats, let me tell you something. You're in a world of trouble. Because you're always going to be in a room, especially if they have masks on, I should say liberals, who are going to be a lot dumber than you are. All right, I'm going to get to this UFO thing in a minute because, and I'm not trying to be like the insider guy, all right, whatever. I'm just telling you, like, please, like, don't get into the panic here. There are people, a lot of people out there, and a lot of, like, former government insiders, too, who are, I'm getting a little exhausted about it. I'm not telling you there's not anomalies out there. I'm not telling you there's things that need explanation further. Just telling you, like, not all of this is on the level. And I'm not doing it. I'm not getting into the panic stuff either. But I'm going to take a break. But can you just put up that first post article? If I just wanted to, here's what I mean. And I'll get to this. I'm going to take a quick break. But I want you to see what I mean. So I hate teasing stuff. Here's this first post article. Trump's alien files could shatter Christian beliefs. Churches should prepare for it, claim pastors. Oh, you know, whatever, man. No, ladies and gentlemen, there's nothing I've seen out there that is going to shatter your beliefs in Jesus or God or whatever religion you practice, okay? This is just panic-inducing clickbait, and it's exhausting. Stop. Get some help. Quick break, and I'll show you what just came out, some of the videos, and you'll get what I'm talking about. Hey, becoming a parent completely changed how I think about responsibility. You start realizing, you know, how fast life can shift and how important it is to have things in place. Not to get macabre, but, you know, when I came down with cancer, you start looking at things really different. Everybody knows they got an expiration date, but when it speeds up, it's not a good day. You don't want your family left scrambling when unexpected things like that happen. That's what got me thinking serious about life insurance. It's not a scary topic, but part of basic planning for your life and for your family. What really stood out to me about Ethos is how simple they've made the entire process. Everything's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and for many people, coverage can start the same day. This will dramatically drop your anxiety. Take a look at this. There's no medical exam. You just answer a few health questions online. That alone removes a lot of the friction that keeps people from even starting. Ethos helps provide financial security, and that really matters. It's designed to fit real families and real budgets. So protect your family today from unexpected life hiccups that can be really dangerous. Protect your family with life insurance from Ethos. Get up to $3 million in coverage in as little as 10 minutes at ethos.com/Bongino, ethos, ethos.com/Bongino. Take 10 minutes. Get covered today. Put yourself at ease with life insurance through Ethos. Get your free quote at ethos.com/Bongino. That's ethos.com/Bongino. Application times may vary. Rates may vary. Visit ethos.com for details. Check it out. Ethos.com/Bongino. It's worth your time. Okay. Right. Omar Gio in the chat. Yes. You're just in time for the midterm. It's every single time. With the panic, everybody loves to panic because it sells, okay? So again, you saw this first post article, you know, everybody's life is it's gonna be disclosure day and no one's gonna believe in Jesus or anymore. It's gonna be, no, it's stop, okay? Everyone just, here's the Department of War release that came out just before we came on the air today. You can look at it. I got some video for you coming up in a second. Department of War releases unidentified anomalous phenomenon files in historic transparency effort. Good for the Department of War. I have seen a lot of this stuff before. I'm going to show you a Fox piece that just came out this morning. Fox got a hold of it as well. There's some videos in there. I'm pretty sure I've seen these before. However, I'm just going to be upfront with you. I am not pretending to have the answers. President Trump has access to things nobody in the government has. He's the president. However, we did see a lot of the stuff that, not these particular videos, but some of them are easily explainable. Look up parallax, what parallax is. A lot of the cameras that are used to film this stuff were not designed to capture that type of thing. I don't want to get into it, why and what, you know, you can figure it out yourself. However, you don't find it odd that we have better videos of like the famous Bigfoot video than we do? Where's one of these things? I mean, why haven't we seen it in crisp like 7D video? I mean, I'm joking, but you get the point. Here's Peter Doocy this morning on the release. Check this out.
This is the first big batch of UFO disclosure ordered by President Trump over the skies of the United Arab Emirates in June 2024. An inverted teardrop with a vertically linear trailing mass, as described by the War Department, suspended below. The War Department cannot say for sure what this is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. The next video, over the skies of Iraq, December 2022, moving bottom left to top right of the field of view. All CENTCOM gets from this is an area of contrast. That's what they describe it as. It is officially still listed as an unresolved UAP report. Next video, over the skies of Greece, October 2023, what is described as a small and circular UAP flying near the surface of the ocean towards land. CENTCOM can't tell us what it is. It is officially listed as an unresolved UAP report. Within the last 2 minutes, all of these videos have gone live on war.gov/UFO, and a White House official tells Fox First, while past administrations sought to discredit or dissuade the American people, President Trump is focused on providing maximum transparency to the public, who can ultimately make up their own minds about the information contained in these files.
One, I applaud President Trump because he is, listen to me, you can love him or hate him. You know, I'm obviously a big supporter. President Trump is the sole United States government official who can declassify whatever he wants. He's it. He is the ultimate declassifier. You would not have this stuff without him. You can bullshit all you want, liberals. We don't like Donald Trump. This guy, this president is the, you want to talk about a king? He is not a king, but he is the king of transparency. He is the king of transparency. No one else has released this stuff. That's a fact, libs. Shove that in a ball up. Miss Lisa, where should we shove that? Just no one else released it. Folks, if you're missing a live chat today, I'm really sorry. Miss Lisa's been tearing it up. A couple things. All right, it's serious time. You know, the show's like always an emotional roller coaster for me, too. I leave, I feel like getting an IV and going to sleep after the show sometimes. I love Jesus. I'm a very imperfect servant. Believe me, I'm not your moral compass. I wish I was, but I'm not. If you're watching this show for some moral guidance, I'm not your guy. I make a lot of mistakes, okay? But I do believe strongly in Jesus Christ. And I profess that loudly, and I'm proud of that. For all my mistakes, he still loves me. I wake up every morning, say a couple things, you know, affirmations every morning. I'm Dan Bongino. I love Jesus, and Jesus loves me. You know what just grounds me every morning? Don't get up and get on your phone right away. Get up and say that. Give it 20 minutes before you drink coffee and get on your phone. You're overloading your brain with too much BS. I believe in Jesus, and none of this stuff is out of his control. If those are spirits or those are aliens, they're there because he wanted them there. It's not a mistake. I'm not telling you that's the case. I'm just telling you that Occam's razor says that there's probably an explanation for this. We just don't know it yet. You know the old adage, technology is indistinguishable from magic at certain levels of civilization. You don't think when, you know, the world's great explorers, from Cortez to Magellan to Columbus to others, showed up in these big ships that, you know, native cultures didn't look at them and go, oh my gosh, it's a floating castle. It's like magic. There is nothing out of the control of God. I know it is really hard for some people who maybe don't have faith to believe that an omnipotent God could create this entire unimaginably massive universe for this little beautiful rock we call home just for us. They can't believe it. There has to be other stuff out there. No, there doesn't. There may be, but no, there doesn't. There doesn't have to be 1,000 other civilizations out there. Maybe he created this little pocket of this massive space just to show us how special we are. He gave us this 25,000 square foot mansion for just one of us to live in because he loves you that much. He gave you all this house to go out and play in. Maybe that's just the case, man. I'm telling you, I saw a lot. A lot. I saw nothing I thought was convincing that doesn't explain the existence of a God and that there's some alien, creatures coming here to take us all. I saw none of that. I'm just telling you, I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie to you. Maybe God just gave us all of this. Maybe because he just really loves us. Jasmine, did I not tell you this before the show this morning? Jasmine's got a heavy heart for faith, too. God gave you all this, man. There doesn't need to be some crazy explanation all the time. Watch the videos, and like President Trump said, he is the king of transparency. I'm going to give you what no one's ever given you before. I'm giving you all this information. JFK, UFOs. You're the American people. You deserve it. You form your own opinion. You think you see a UFO? That's okay. I'm not mad at you. You think you see a spirit or an angel or a demon? That's okay. What I see in a lot of these are drones, mylar balloons, weather balloons, parallax effect, poor cameras, planes moving, not the object on the ground, looks like the object's moving. But I'm not mad at you at all. It's a great part about living in a free country. You do with what you want, okay? But President Trump, that was his gift to the American people because no one else did that. No one. Sorry, I'm very passionate about this topic and masks. These are two things that should never come up. Really, like Jesus and masks. Because I'm telling you, like I'll go on all day and you'll be like, I'm out of here. It's a Friday, I can't do it. I've been talking a lot about political body cams. I can't stop with this analogy because it's so true. How the body cam in law enforcement changed everything. Every single incident we had that was a use of force, white police officer, black or Hispanic subject, what'd you hear? I was definitely raised, they're hunting unarmed black men. And then you see the body cam for not all of them, but a good like 99%. And you're like, well, that's not what happened at all. I would have used force too in that situation. The body cam for police officers was the greatest equalizer in the world. What did you do about it when you were at the FBI? A lot. I told the FBI guys, I want body cams on all these raids. Move as fast as you can. Get them, make sure they work, run through the DOJ process, get body cams on everyone. The public deserves to know, and if you did the right thing, you should be protected, and if you did the wrong thing, I want video evidence to put you in jail too. Cops are not above the law, either are federal agents. What does that have to do with this segment? Ladies and gentlemen, with cameras everywhere, boom, 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 cameras everywhere, boom. Oh, yeah. Hey, thank you, Senator Michael. He had a great tweet up. Senator, if you're watching the show, your tweet's coming up next. Boom! Everywhere. I'm in a mood today, brothers and sisters. Thank you, Hulk Hogan. Eat your vitamins, brothers and sisters. Let me tell you something, brother. The great Hulk Hogan, Terry Bollea. The political body cam is everywhere too. I just showed it to you. You just showed us your cell phone. No, I showed you a camera that's on your cell phone too. It's all over the place. So ladies and gentlemen, the political body cam is the colonoscopy for politics of our time. Because all of the bullshit you've been told by liberals about how great liberalism is falling apart in lifetime. You can just go walk around Seattle and New York City and like, this is a utopian liberal paradise where we have communist equality from each according to their abilities, to each according to their needs. This place, look at it, it's so great. And then people go and walk down the streets and go, man, this place sucks. You got the fentanyl flop, you got people shitting in the streets. Like, this don't sound good to me. You didn't have that 30 years ago. People weren't walking around with those big, Jasmine, remember that? You had to carry the camera. My father used to tape my brother's hockey games. The camera was like this big, looked like 10 shoe boxes. My poor father's probably why he has back problems. Now you just, boom. Why am I bringing this up? Because we were told, of course, January 6th, folks, it was insurrection. The government almost fell. It was worse than the Civil War. Worst thing, Pearl Harbor, Civil War. There was nothing worse. People running into the Capitol and making a ruckus. Are you kidding? Put them all in jail. Make them rot in solitary. It was an insurrection. Here is some video. Let's see if these guys catch on. Here is some, if they don't catch on, I'll be really mad. Here is some video of the January 6th insurrection. So this is horrifying, folks. I can't believe this happened. Wait, just, you didn't catch on. That's not it. That's Tennessee. Actually, did catch on. That's the joke. That just happened at they're burning flags and stuff. What is going on? I thought that was I told these guys to show us the horrors of the insurrection. That was just Tennessee. A bunch of Democrats losing their minds, invading the capitals, screaming like lunatics. What was happening in Tennessee? They are redistricting the state to give better and more fair lines for a state that should, by the way, just by the Massachusetts standard, should have no Democrat members of Congress. Remember, Massachusetts has more Republicans than Tennessee has Democrats, and Massachusetts is really at a loss for Republican congressmen. So Tennessee is redistricting their state, and of course the insurrection started, burning flags, screaming and yelling. You got to put the fist in the air, look like you're a real freedom fighter. We had this one lunatic, this guy, screaming in the cop's face, "Get out of my face, mother effer," trying to avoid. It wasn't me. It was, here we go, Rep. Justin Pearson. So I'm sitting here before the show. Here's this look at this guy, total lunatic, screaming in the police officer's face, the state trooper, real tough guy. Yeah, there you go, probably spit in his face there. There you go, real tough guy, Justin Peterson. Let me show you something about Justin Peterson. Hat tip, producer Andy, for this. This was not DB's idea. Most of the show is my idea, not this one. He says to me, "Hey, man, isn't this guy Justin Peterson, the guy you just saw in the video, like practically spitting in the state trooper's face there? Face, my fake tough guy. Isn't that dude from Memphis?" And I was like, "I think he is." I said, "Producer Andy, can you look that up?" And sure enough, we came up with this. It's really simple. So Justin Peterson, I promise you, man, this is going somewhere real quick. Representative Justin Pearson, there he is. District 86, part of Shelby County. Democrat. Does that say Memphis? It says Memphis. I'm not crazy, right? Right there. They even put up a little map just in case the liberals were confused. So Justin Peterson, he's like a big freedom fighter, right? Walking in, cursing at the cops and all that. Yeah. Justin Peterson, real hero. In the insurrection, by the way. There we go. Look at it. Tennessee's 86th House of Representatives district. Look at that. Memphis. There you go. Wow. Amazing. Regardless of where he's from, Tennessee is largely a pretty safe state, but it has some pockets of crime, one of them in Memphis. I know that because the first day I swore into office, Cash sits me down and says, "Hey, man, buckle up. Go into a meeting right now. We're going to Memphis." I'm like, "We're going to Memphis? Where are you going to Memphis? Country music or something?" He's like, No, Memphis. We are going to clean up Memphis. I said, "I'm in, brother." This was the precursor to summer heat and the violent crime push. I'm not making that story up. It was day one. He said, "Daddy-o, we're going to Memphis." Why are we going to Memphis? Because losers like Justin, whatever his name is, screaming in the cop's face, have done jack shit for the city of Memphis, who live in a fucking shooting gallery right now. So what had to happen? We had to clean it up. Here is a tweet by Director Patel. President Trump led the way and let good cops be cops in Memphis, Tennessee. And within months, the results are historic. These are called results, Justin, while you're screaming, and it looked like you're spitting in his face or something. What's that? What's his, is it Pearson? Yeah, crime. I know, Justin thinks it's him. Justin thinks he's getting fired. Crime down 43% in Memphis. Homicides down 35%. Aggravated assault down 31%. Sexual assault down 38%. Who did that? Not Justin Pearson, not producer Justin. You know what? You did it because your money paid for the Trump administration's Department of Justice, that paid for the FBI, and the FBI went in there and started kicking ass and taking names. We put a mobile command post down there with a rogues gallery of dirtbags. We were pulling off the street, clearing local warrants, and when dirtbags are off the street, they're not doing dirtbag stuff like killing people in Justin Pearson's district while he's screaming with his fist in the air, pretending to be some freedom fighter. You're full of shit, Pearson. How many times, Josh, pop quiz for you. How many times you think, when I was the D2 with the Bureau, how many times you think Justin Pearson called me about coordinating and helping out in the Memphis crime op? How many times? Josh is like, I'm going to say 0. You'd be freaking correct. Give that man a raise. Just kidding. Not yet. He's only been here a little bit. How many times I hear from Justin Pearson or that other dude burning the flag? How many times? The answer is never. Never. We cleaned up your mess. You didn't do shit. Brother, you didn't do shit. You sit around there on your little throne lording over a neighborhood where kids are being killed, slingers are slinging drugs everywhere, gangbangers are threatening communities. You know what you did? Shit. You screaming at the cops, engaging in an insurrection while screaming about an insurrection on January 6th. You didn't do jack shit, and Jack left town. Justin Pearson, not producer Justin. Justin did more for Memphis. Justin's like, I was in Florida. Exactly. Producer Justin did more for Memphis than this guy. You know why? He kept my business afloat while we were cleaning up Memphis. That's more than Justin Pearson, who represents fucking Memphis. Justin, I'm going to start a campaign. Elect Justin. Elect producer Justin. He's like, well, we didn't live in the state. Doesn't matter. He can still do more for them. This guy didn't do shit. Here's a tweet from the great Senator Mike Lee. He just texted me. I told him, this is an amazing tweet. This is great. It's only an insurrection when they think the MAGA crowd's involved. He's talking about Tennessee yesterday. Invade the State House, lighting stuff on fire, screaming and yelling, calling cops motherfuckers. That's not an insurrection. You can put up the Mike Lee tweet anytime. That's usually a sign. You guys got to get a little quicker on the take here. It's an insurrection only when Republicans do it. It's partisan gerrymandering only when Republicans do it. It's, quote, norm shattering only when Republicans do it. Please like and share if you're tired of the double standard. Thank you, based Mike Lee. Folks, stop falling for this bullshit, man. This is exhausting. The political body camera of our time is your cell phone. All you got to do is whip out a cell phone yesterday and record the insurrection in Tennessee. All you got to do is walk down the streets of Seattle. Anyway, you know what? Let's get to that one next. You know, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to show you what I mean. Thank you, independent journalists. Independent journalists, Nick Shirley, Savannah Hernandez, Jonathan Cho's another one who's been around a while. Brandy Cruz out there. These independent journalists have done more to engage in the great American political colonoscopy. I'm telling you, that's what's going on right now. I use that analogy for a reason, because everything the Democrats produce is shit, just like a colon. And now we got a camera to see it. And the AOCs and all these geniuses telling you how great liberalism, they can't deny what we see on camera. I'll show you what I mean coming up in a second. I got this challenge for AOC too, and I'm not kidding. I know AOC, whatever. We cannot let this stuff go, folks. A society built on envy will result in nothing more than total collapse through a cold and potentially warm and then hot civil war. You can't build a society on that. And that's all they are. That's all the liberals are. They spend their entire day jealous of other people's accomplishments because they suck, like AOC. They just suck and can't do anything. CJ Juggernaut, give producer Justin a raise, Dan. You want to chip in? I'll think about it. I'm kidding. I got you, CJ Juggernaut. I got you. Hey, most people wake up and most people don't wake up and choose to feel exhausted or foggy. Again, you know I'm into life hacks, folks. If there's something going on in your body, you're not sleeping well, you got to stay vigilant, stay ahead of this stuff. It builds up over time. You're doing everything right sometimes, and you feel that energy crash by midday. You just don't feel yourself. Your focus is off. You know the feeling. Your body's not responding the way it used to. Sometimes it's not just getting older, okay? For many, these aren't discipline issues. They're signals. Signals that hormones, metabolism, or nutrient levels may be out of balance. I am really, really honored to welcome this company, Joy and Blokes, on board. I just used them, and I got to tell you, I got some really valuable information. Joy and Blokes was created for people who are tired of guessing and being dismissed. I'm super health focused, you know that. But I realized I hadn't done a lot of comprehensive lab work in a while. I'd been gone for the whole year. I still got my little mark right there. Joy and Blokes came to the office, really easy, drew some blood, and within a week, I had remarkable insights I had not seen before from any other lab work I had done. They used 71 biomarkers. They give you an extensive report. I got a lot of good news, but some of the things were concerning, and it's the first time I had heard this. And you'll get a consultation with a licensed physician that helps turn the data into a personalized plan for you. Stop guessing. Get real answers. Improve the quality of your life, man. Take care. You only got one. Go to Joy and Blokes. That's J-O-I, by the way, J-O-I. joyandblokes.com/Dan. joyandblokes.com/Dan. Use code Dan for 65% off your labs. That's huge. And 20% off all supplements. That's joyandblokes.com/Dan. Use code Dan for 65% off your labs, 20% off all supplements. Check this company out. My homocysteine mark was off, and I hadn't heard that before. And I made a really quick fix with a supplement. So check them out, joyandblokes.com/Dan. These products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA and not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or condition. Not available in all states. Prescription required. Visit joyandblokes.com for terms and restrictions. Joy and Blokes, it's J-O-I, Joy and Blokes. Get your edge back. Great company. Thanks for helping us out, too. They gave Paula a thorough report, too. Okay. Here's what I mean. Jonathan Cho has been doing work in Seattle for a really long time. You've got great reporters in this just Western liberal bastion of insanity. Remember the Chop Zone and all that other crazy shit? You got that like a 22-year-old mayor, Katie Wilson, who can't even give an interview before her staff pulls her away. I'll show you that in a minute. Here's Jonathan Cho. Jason Rantz, another great one out there. He has a great radio show too. Here's Jonathan Cho walking down the street in front of a center designed like kind of like a halfway house to get people off the street. There's people in front of the street in the place. This is what's happening in Seattle as even as they're trying to clean up for what they have, a World Cup event or something coming up. Check this out.
This is one of the most egregious situations, Brandy, because right here at the corner of 3rd Ave and Blanchard, and I've covered this area now for years, this is the headquarters, the HQ for REACH, a taxpayer-funded homeless outreach group. They're responsible to get these men and women off the streets, yet they can't even handle the street crisis in front of them. Do you see the irony in that? I mean, look at this. Brand new tents. So somebody's giving out these tents for free, by the way. Right? These are brand new, and this is REACH. Hey, how you doing, girl? And actually, it's Friday. REACH is open right now.
Folks, this is the great political body cam of our time. It's right in your phone. It's right there. Independent journalists are just going down the street and recording in live time. And the whole AOC bullshit liberal mirage, this utopian vista, falls apart right away. It's total bullshit. Here's the little mini AOC out in Seattle. This woman is so cringe, Katie Wilson. I don't know how old. She's in her early 40s, which is fine. She knows nothing about nothing. She's the one who was like, hey, billionaires are going to lead Seattle. Okay, bye. Okay, bye is right. They left and took their money, you moron. Who do you think is going to pay for all your bullshit? Not you. You never invented anything. I want you to see, this is the Seattle media market, by the way, not known for like far-right conservatism, correct? Use the Seattle local media market. They're trying to get an interview with the mayor to ask us basic questions. Watch the staffer pull her away as they realize little mini AOC isn't even intelligent enough to answer one single extemporaneous off-the-cuff question. Check this out.
Mayor was at an event last week that was interrupted by gunfire, and Katie Wilson was rushed to safety. We did attempt to ask her a rather straightforward question about public policy when it comes to surveillance cameras, but we were interrupted by her staff. It was the third in a series of events that leads some to wonder whether these verbal missteps will have other impacts for the city. Does that change it? Does that change your perspective
let's
at
keep
all?
It on
let's keep it on.
Yeah,
let's keep it on the topic.
That straightforward public policy question of Seattle's Mayor Katie Wilson,
I'm sorry, I specifically said to keep it on topic today,
is interrupted by a junior city staffer.
Want to have answers? Maybe we can set up a different time for that.
I'm going to do this, guys. I'm going to do this. Like when I went on as the D2 there. I just don't want to talk. I'm going to talk about whatever. That's not the way this works, man. You're a public. I'm a private official now. Private non, I should say. I work for my own company. I can answer what I want, do interviews I want. That's fine. She works. She's the mayor. She works for the people. And to do that on camera, like she can't even ask a question or answer a basic question. Oh, folks, the iPhone, the Android, the smartphone camera is the political colonoscopy of our time. It is why I am so optimistic about the future of the MAGA movement and conservatism, because we can stand up for scrutiny. The jobs numbers, you saw everything happen, the crime numbers, the border numbers. We can produce actual numbers. The Memphis numbers when Justin Peterson was sitting on his ass, never contacting us at all. We have numbers. You have shit. You have nothing. You have bumper stickers, slogans, eat the rich, tax the rich, coexist, tolerance. You don't believe any of that shit. I know you've seen this stupid clip with AOC. However, this is really important that we fight this stuff. Do not gaff this off. Folks, I'm telling you, listen to Brother Dan here. Been in this business a long time. You ignore this stuff, it festers. You can't ignore away Joseph Stalin. You can't. Eventually, this perverse, disgusting, maggot-infested ideology reaches critical mass. You've got to fight it everywhere. And this woman, however dumb she is, has a following. Here was her podcast clip that went viral for all the wrong reasons, suggesting that no one can earn $1 billion. No, you can't. You can. You're not capable. We get that. Check this out.
There's a certain level of wealth and accumulation that is unearned, right? You can't earn $1 billion.
That's right.
You just can't earn that.
That's exactly correct.
You can get market power, you can break rules, you can do all sorts of things. You can abuse labor laws, you can pay people less than what they're worth, but you can't earn that, right?
That's right.
And so you have to create a myth that since you didn't earn that, you have to create a myth of earning it.
Listen, I know you guys don't need advice, running for office, from me. I understand. I'm just suggesting to the Republican Party en masse, we go back to the Reagan approach, which is just start calling this bullshit out. Reagan with the welfare queen, the government, what are the worst words? I'm from the government, I'm here to help. We just need to start calling this shit out. Reagan won 49 states, not pussyfooting around. Here's the bottom line. Here's your message. There are two types of people in this world. There's creators and there are takers. AOC is a taker. AOC lives her entire life taking from other people. She can't produce or create anything. Therefore, she doesn't understand how creators, the Elon Musks of the world, how people like, Einstein, and how others who've created just amazing technology. Steve Jobs, others, you may not like any of their politics, but that's fine. She cannot possibly understand because she doesn't have the mental capacity to do it or the intelligence quotient to do it. She has a good social IQ, but not an intelligence quotient IQ. She doesn't have it. So she spends her whole life envious of creators she needs to take from. So I have a challenge for AOC. She says that there's people out there who couldn't earn $1 billion or create $1 billion in value for society. Really? AOC, can you invent, a technology that can catch rockets that go up into space and then come back and catch them and land them on a platform in the ocean? Show us, AOC, your engineering brilliance. I'm sure you know better than Elon. Make the money. Get out of Congress, create the $1 billion you didn't earn, give it away to people, start your little mini communists of America, and do it. You won't because you're too stupid. What about the assembly line? Henry Ford. That was probably a multi-trillion-dollar technology. Why didn't you invent that, AOC? Because you're too stupid. So you can't understand how some genius can catch a rocket mid-flight back to Earth, or can invent the assembly line and engage in something like specialization of labor using economies of scale and scope and density, you're too stupid. What about satellite internet? Why didn't you invent that? I don't understand. Why aren't you working on a cold fusion quantum mechanics project? Because you're too stupid. You are nothing more than a taker. And don't feed me your bullshit. My family grew up in the portion of your district in New York that's the poorer portion, while you grew up in the rich portion, faking it until you made it. Trying to be down with your bullshit. Changing the way you talk every 5 minutes. I don't change the way I talk. I got a challenge for you. I'll give you one that's local. You don't believe people can invent $1 billion in value? You know who Willis Carrier is? Of course you don't, because you're probably looking it up right now, AOC. One of the inventors of air conditioning, thought to be the inventor, but I'm always hesitant to call any one person the inventor because, however, a pioneer in air conditioning. Air conditioning's saved millions of lives. People would have died of heat stroke, older folks. You can work in your congressional building right now in the DC swamp summers, just like we work down here in Florida, where the air conditioning's probably at negative 42 because it gets hot in here. However, you can work in DC and screw the taxpayers over and steal their money through your Bernie Sanders, Joseph Stalin socialism because of the air conditioning in your office. Willis Carrier invented that. Billions of dollars in value after that. You didn't invent it because you're too stupid. So if you're really mad at Willis Carrier, there's a company right now called Carrier too. You may have heard of it, named after him. Just turn your AC off. You reject that, right? They didn't earn it. So you're taking advantage of Willis Carrier's invention that he didn't earn because he didn't earn the hundreds of billions, if not trillions of value created from air conditioning. Turn it off. Show some balls. Turn it off. Show us what you're really made of. You know, let me tell you something. I don't like liberals, but I at least respect them when they live by a code. You don't live by a code. You are the biggest fraud I have ever seen. You grew up in a wealthy part of your district, pretending to be down. My family grew up in the poor part of your district. Jackson Heights, right near the park. Just visit my grandmother there every Sunday night. God rest her soul. You didn't grow up there. You know shit about that. Faking the around the way girl routine. Cut the bullshit. When I was a cop in New York in the police academy, you know that actor, Matthew Modine? He was in that wrestling movie, whatever. The guy been in tons of movies. I don't know if he's liberal. I hear he is. I don't know. I don't follow it enough. I'm just telling you a quick story. It was like 95 degrees one day in New York. I see that guy like biking around New York. I'm like, man, that's that actor. He don't need a bike. All right, well, at least that day lived his code. I may not agree with his politics. That's not you. You're a fraud. You're a total fake. You're a bullshit artist. Turn your freaking air conditioner off. Save the environment. Stick it. Give the double barrel middle finger to Willis Carrier. Because he couldn't create $1 billion of value, but you certainly could through redistributing, right? Because you're a taker. Tell that to the inventor of the microprocessor. Search engines that enabled information retrieval at lightning speed. I used to have to go to the library and search through microfilm to write a paper. It took 8 hours for what would have been 5 minutes of work. Moron. I'm so sick of this imbecile. Turn your AC off. Stick it to the man. Save the environment. Put up a big double-barrel middle finger, Willis Carrier. You won't, because you're a fake. You're a bullshit artist. And this garbage needs to be called out vigorously. Stop pussyfooting around. Seen 1,000 people try to defend this. Well, let's get into the economics and marginal propensity to save. Yeah, that's great. I love that. I love economics. People need it on a Wheaties box. Here's the Wheaties box. You want to create shit or you want to take shit? AOC wants to take it. Call it out like Reagan did. Stop getting caught in the messaging quagmire trying to explain away why economic freedom is a bad thing. Capitalism isn't even an ism, folks. It's not like some religion. You know what capitalism is? You get to own private property. The government doesn't get to take it from you. You get to trade your labor for a wage rather than government servitude, working for the government like in communist societies. And you're allowed to buy things for a price rather than getting it rationed by the government. That's not an ism. That's just called freedom. People like AOC, she owns a ton of private property. I'll have to see what her worth is. So she's not a socialist. She's a fraud. She's trading her labor for a wage. And ironically, that wage is paid for by you, the taxpayer. You pay her to go out and steal more of your money. She also believes in the price mechanism. She's not rationing anything, not for her. So you're telling me she's a capitalist? She is. She's just full of shit. Folks, we got to do a better job of fighting this stuff, man, or we're going to find ourselves in some Stalin-like shithole. I want you to watch this quick clip. This is Konstantin Kisin explaining this really well, too. It's a little deeper than I just explained, but again, keep this stuff in a Wheaties box message. There are creators and there are takers, and you got to call out the takers everywhere. Do not incentivize people to be takers. Tell them to get off their ass and get something done. And I don't want to hear any bullshit lectures either. I didn't grow up with some silver spoon. I am very proud of my father and my mother. God rest my mother's soul. She's not here anymore. She worked in finest supermarket at 64th Place and Myrtle Avenue. Go look it up on AI or something. My father was a plumber and a building inspector, and he busted his ass. I didn't come from some rich family, okay? So you can shove that right up your ass. And like I said, our family grew up in the portion of the AOC's district she didn't grow up in and pretends to be. Here's Kisin explaining what the dangers of socialism. Check this out.
The reason ideas like communism and radical socialism don't work is that in that sort of system, because what you're doing is you're taking away from the productive people to give to the unproductive people, that necessarily requires a high level of tyranny, because productive people don't want to give away the things that they've generated to people who haven't. And so, first and foremost, it's a system that is dependent on authoritarianism. And so if you oppose authoritarianism, it doesn't really matter whether you oppose communism or not, because those are inseparable. You cannot have a radically quote-unquote progressive society without a radical level of authoritarianism and tyranny. It's not possible, because the idea is so contrary to human nature, you have to use a lot of force to put it in place.
Brilliant. Folks, Friedrich Hayek explained this in The Road to Serfdom. Again, I don't want to overcomplicate. He just said it very eloquently, but I want to explain this to you. Please stop what you're doing and listen. This is really important. You don't want to fall prey to the scourge of demonic socialism that has wiped out hundreds of millions of lives and that AOC and Bernie Sanders promotes. You better learn how to make the counterargument. Whenever government uses force to treat people, quote, equally, the only way it can do it is by treating people unequally. That doesn't seem to make sense. Oh, no, it makes perfect sense. I'll give you an example, and you should always keep this example in your head when arguing with your phony, fake, fraud, private property owning, liberal communist friends who are all full of shit. They don't live that life. They don't live on a commune, nor would they. They'd be crying to mommy, shitting in their diapers if they had to live on a commune and share their stuff with other people. They just want it for you. Here's what I mean. Say you get the really rich guy the liberals talk about all the time. Guy's worth $100 million, right? And then you get a guy who makes, an average wage, say $60,000, working like my dad did as a plumber, right? Now let's anchor the story in a couple different set of facts. Say the guy worth $100 million, right, was born with nothing, invented some life-changing technology, some CRISPR cancer medicine, cures pancreatic cancer, and saves millions of lives with untold productivity that comes along with that. He goes from nothing to 100 million. Then you get the guy, say he's a plumber now. I only use that example because, again, my father was. But now you're already sympathetic because they work for a living. However, say he was worth 10, 20 million one day, inherited it from his family, had some kind of a drug problem, pissed his whole life away, fixes himself up. Now he's, a plumber working a good, decent living. Fine. He had his money and he lost it. So now you have to take excessive amounts of money from the guy who basically cured cancer and give it to the guy who had money but pissed it away and threw his whole life away? Does that sound fair to you? Or does it sound like that's the government treating people unequally? The only way to make people, quote, equal through force and government force is to steal from one and take and give it to one who creates. That is it. You may say, what are you suggesting, we don't pay taxes? That's not what I'm suggesting at all. The Constitution has a role for mass consensus, our military, post roads, you've seen it. That's not what they want. AOC doesn't think you should be able to earn money above what she declares is an amount she's not comfortable with, and that it should all be taken. Stuff disgusts me. Do not fall for this bullshit. And any of you out there saying, oh, ignore it, I'm sorry, man. I love that you're on my show and here. I'm telling you as a friend, ignore it at your own peril. They tried to ignore it in Argentina before the economy collapsed. They ignored it in Chile, South America, Central America, the Soviet Union, the Bolshevik Revolution. They've ignored it over and over. They ignored it in North Vietnam, in South Vietnam. My uncle died there. You can't ignore this stuff. It's like ignoring the cold symptoms. It's going to spread if you start coughing on everyone. This woman is a cancer, and she's a fraud, and she needs to be called out, and all of her little acolytes too, because they're full of shit. All right, that was a lot. I got to go get one of those full body scans today. Yeah, let's get to that in a second, but I had the whole episode with the cancer thing. So I got to go for these body scans once in a while. So I get a little nervous on these scan days because they always find other stuff too. Like, your neck is super arthritic and all that stuff. So that's fine. I can deal with that. But I always kind of freak out, especially when it takes long. And sometimes it's just a matter of they had a lot of people doing it. So it's not like they're looking at something, but I always freak out every extra day. You open that email and you're like, freaks me out. So I'm a little on edge today. I want to tell you that at the beginning of the show. Justin thinks I need a Democrat Zen moment to calm down. As you know, producer Jim from my radio show, which is now occupied by the fantastic Vince Colonnese, occupied like he was like a hostile invading army or something like that. Producer Jim's still there. He doesn't like to leave you on the weekend without a moment of calmness, meditation. What are those, alpha waves in your brain? Get the vagus nerve, calm down. He always puts together on Friday these Democrat Zen moments. I have not seen it. I don't look at them first because I want to be just as surprised as you. So let's see what they have for us on this Friday's Democrat Zen. Check this out.
Your Democrat Zen moment of the day. A peaceful moment to center your mind. This has been Democrat Zen.
Guys, I have not seen this. That's not a real. Come on. Was my mic open? I was just saying, Mike, is that a real? Yes, it is. Woman hangs naked upside down in Bronze Bell to raise awareness about rising. I'm done. I can't. I didn't want to hear what they have to say. I just put earpiece out of my. This is why I can't hear anything. I've had an earpiece in my ear my entire adult life. That's real? Gosh, these people are so stupid. You are really liberals. I'm serious, man. Thank you. Thank you for that. There it is. That's your option. You want to paint a contrast for the midterms? Do you want a woman hanging upside down in a bell, banging her head off a big bronze bell? Or do you want 115,000 jobs this month, ADP numbers, jobs numbers, border control, crime down? Your choice, man. Your choice. But you want AOC? I'm a billionaire. And AOC, take me up on the challenge. Shut the AC off in your office. Stick it to Willis Carrier. Stick it to him. Don't miss Haley coming up at noon, rumble.com/Haley. And you can check out Vince every day. He's awesome. He's on radio stations across the country in my old slot. But he owns the 8 a.m. podcast space. Got almost 20,000 people this morning. Rumble.com/Vince. Check him out. And of course, you got to download the Rumble app. It's free. Please do it. You can watch it on your TV. Download it on your TV. It's simple. You just go to search apps, Rumble, download it. It's absolutely free. You can watch the Dan Bongino Show live on demand anytime you want. Download the Rumble. We got to update that. We have 3.64 million followers now. That says 3.63, thanks to our great, terrific audience. Thanks a lot, folks. Hope you enjoyed the show today. I'm going to go get my scan. Say a prayer for your buddy Dan. He's a little anxious, but I still feel good. You know, listen, trust God has a plan. Don't worry about it. I'll see you back here on Monday.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm Haley Caradia,
host of Vince,
host of Scrolling with Haley.
You can always catch my show right here
on the Bongino Report.
Live, 8 a.m. Eastern, weekday mornings.
Weekdays at noon. If you miss it, no worries. The show will always be
right here
and anywhere you find podcasts. Thanks for watching.